Oh look, it's my sister in front of me. That was unplanned. Looks like I'm also going to have to get fuel probably before I get to my destination. Anyway, today is just a beautiful fall day here in West Virginia. It's been great weather-wise all day. Got a little bit more wind blowing right now than we had going earlier, but otherwise nothing to really complain about. I would have loved to have gotten out on the bike before basically 4 o'clock, but had to work today on Zoom calls, conference calls, all that fun stuff. Some of it was my own fault for calling meetings, but anyway, I got a few hours of sunlight left. Gonna take advantage of it. Game plan is get over to Frederick, Maryland, to JT Motorsports tonight. I mean, if you guys have ever listened to the podcast, it's true. That is where Brian and I buy our parts, and I'm headed over there this evening. Planning on going down to Hatfield-McCoy Trails either tomorrow night or Friday morning to go do some riding for basically 3 days, probably 2.5 days, something like that. I'm going to take my new Husqvarna 350, which I have not got to ride yet, but should get plenty of seat time on it next few days. Tyler's going to be taking his Husqvarna, what's he got, a 250 two-stroke along, and then Noah's going to be joining us on his KTM 85 SX, and that's part of the reason I'm going over to JT's tonight. I don't have a spare chain for his bike, and I noticed it is stretching a little bit, and I've just got some slight concern that if we were to have a chain break or something like that, I don't want it to ruin his weekend, so I'd much rather pack a spare. Probably grab, I think I've got one spare tube for my bike. We'll grab a couple spare inner tubes. I think Tyler's running mooses, but Noah and I are still running tubes. I got spare tubes for his bike, but just, you know, hope for the best, kind of plan for the worst sort of deal, because last thing I want to have happen is drive all the way down there and be expecting a really fun weekend and not be able to get much riding in because something wore out or broke or punctured or whatever the case may be. Just stopped here in Charlestown, West Virginia. Topped off the fuel tank. Say topped it off, I put almost 7 gallons in, so it was definitely in need. It would have got to JT's tonight, but it wouldn't have got me home, so I get back on the road here. Now I was down here, I think it was last Friday. Today's a Wednesday. I got up early Friday morning. Originally I was going to ride down to Harper's Ferry. It was kind of cold out, and it just rained, and my bike was clean, so I didn't want to get it all dirty. But anyway, I came down, just took some photos and stuff of the river with my drone. Got a little bit of practice with my drone early in the morning at sunrise, and I do remember they were scraping up this road, so it's graded up right now. They're doing night paving, so I'll have to see if I can catch one of the signs up here to find out when they start that, because depending on what time I leave Frederick, I may get caught up in a little bit of that and find another route back. But the Shenandoah River water's looking about the same as it was a little less than a week ago. Just Harper's Ferry's on that side. Still in West Virginia at the moment, and then we'll cross into Virginia up here and then cross the Potomac into Maryland. And I'll tell you what, you can feel that temperature dropping just as soon as you get in the shade. It still feels really good, but it literally just dropped about 3-4 degrees. Actually dropped about 6 degrees at this point. I guess I can expect the lower temperature on the way home. And now we're in Virginia. So up here on the right is Harper's Ferry Brewing, which is pretty cool. I've been there a couple of times. I was just there earlier this year. They have paved that road all the way up to the top now. It wasn't paved before. It was just kind of, if it rained or whatever, it would wash out, get rutted up. But pretty cool place if you're ever in this area. It's actually on the Virginia side, despite the fact that Harper's Ferry itself is in West Virginia. So like I said, cross over the Potomac here, and then we'll be in Maryland. Almost made it. Just got off the exit, probably about half, 3/4 mile away. The train stopped making all the noise it was making right before I turned the camera on. Alright, made it. I'm gonna park next to this a-hole. Just kidding, it's Jordan's bike. I knew Jordan was gonna be here. He was picking up parts, and he also joined us on the Wild Wonderful weekend trip, 2 weeks, a little over a week and a half ago, whatever it was, almost 2 weeks ago. And he had a memory card with some footage on it, so I decided to meet him over here. Got everything I needed for the weekend. Needed I think, like I said, just some spare parts in case we have any issues out on the trail. We got some backup. I'm probably testing the loading capacity of my rear top case on my bike. I think it's rated at like 20 pounds. I'm sure we're there. So it's starting to get a little darker out, mainly due to these clouds up here in the sky covering up the sun, but I don't think I'm ready to go home quite yet. So I stopped over at Brian's real quick. Got my buddy Colt here. Got Brian's FJR over there under a cover. And his 1290R right here.
Yeah, buddy.
No shit. Brian okayed me riding through his yard. That's what these adventure bikes are for. I could probably just drop down through there, but we'll go hit it over here. Trying to damage anything. So anyway, the obvious reason I was stopping in at Brian's house, well, two obvious reasons. One, I was pretty close because I was over at JT's and he's only about 15 minutes from there. And two, I knew he got that new bike. Hell, he put a YouTube video up earlier today, which I'll link up in the upper right-hand corner, but I knew he was excited to get it. I just want to come over and check it out. And we can kind of compare a couple of things on my bike, some of the upgrades, those sorts of things that he may think about doing that I've done, or do something a little bit different. But I'm pretty excited he's got one of those now, because you guys know I like to take big trips, and Brian's starting to get into it a little bit. So, you know, I've done a little bit of off-roading on this big one, a little bit of off-road travel. I think we're going to see a little bit more of that. So, you know, I'm just happy for him get a bike that he really loves. So, unfortunately for me, I got about an hour to get home. I'll be riding in the dark a little bit, but shouldn't be too bad. They put these speed bumps in. But get home, got a little bit of work to do to the Husky to get it ready. I don't know when we're leaving, man. We're either leaving tomorrow night, and I got to go into the office all day tomorrow, or maybe leaving Friday morning. But looking forward to it. Going to be a good time. Hopefully the weather holds out for us. I know Noah's going to have oh, just ran over part of a tree there. I know Noah's going to have a blast. He's definitely looking forward to it. And in case you guys were wondering, because this is more of just a MotoVlog that I haven't done one in a real long time, the travel videos are coming. I just putting the finishing touches on the 6th video of the 2020 cross-country trip. And I think it's going to be, if I had to guess, about a 10-video series. And when that's done, we got the Wild and Wonderful weekend trips and whatever else, Hatfield, McCoy, obviously, and whatever else I get into between now and the end of the year. So a lot of cool motorcycle stuff coming to the channel. But anyway, it's probably not going to be too exciting of a ride home. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off now and say I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, consider hitting that subscribe button, because if you like motorcycles, well, this is the place to be. You have any questions about anything, which I'm not sure why you would. Let me know down in the comment section below. I'll do my best to answer them. And as always, I'll talk to you again soon.